Greetings everyone. Greetings everyone. Welcome to the US Diploma Pre-Calculus course. Okay, so first let me check if all of you are present. Okay, so all of you are here. We will discuss about Cartesian coordinate system. So our topics of agenda today are introduction to coordinate geometry and coordinates and graph. All right. So before we start our discussion of coordinates and graphs, so we need to know why is coordinate geometry so important. So coordinate geometry is important because it complements geometry and algebra. It complements geometry and algebra. It relates these two. It was discovered by the French mathematician René Descartes, and before that, both algebra and geometry were polar opposites. They were not comparable. Well, algebra was about equations and numbers and letters, and geometry was all about lines, shapes, and triangles, etc. And what coordinate geometry does, if we have, let's say, a triangle in thin air, and let's say if this is 3 centimeters, okay, coordinate geometry adds coordinates to it. 1, 2. All right. So this is what we will be studying in a few moments. Now, before we talk about coordinate system, so let's talk about how can we locate something or someone. So let's say if I consider you, where are you? So you are we can say that you are in your country. We can name your country, your state, your street, and so on. The point I'm trying to make here is that we need a reference point to locate something or someone. For example, if we say Crimson Global Academy USA, we can locate it by finding it in Florida because its location is in Florida. Okay, so here as dimension is a way of measuring space, and dimension in one dimension means one number and a starting point. So this starting point means a reference number. For example, let's say if this is my reference point here, then if this is the Crimson Global Academy office or my school, and if this is my home, then we can count and measure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if my starting point is here, right here, then we can say that the school or the Crimson Global Academy office is 7 units away from my starting point. And again, similarly, if we start from here, then we can say that my home is again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 units from my reference point or my starting point. But here it is one dimension. Why is it one dimension? Because we are moving in just one direction. We are either moving to the left or the right. Okay. Now, so in two dimension, we have to have a plane. We have to have a plane, for example, in 2 dimensions. And so we will need 2 numbers because we will move to the left and the right and up and down as well. We will move to the left and the right and up and down as well. Okay, so we need 2 numbers and a starting point. Is this clear to all? Everyone, any questions? All right, then let's move on to the next topic. So how could you describe the location of your desk in this room? So in this room, we need 3 dimensions. To locate something in the location of your desk in this room, we need the 3 dimensions. We need the length, the breadth, and the height as well. Okay. Now moving on to the next topic. What is a coordinate plane or a Cartesian plane? So a Cartesian plane will have 2 axes, the horizontal one, which is called in a short way, which is the x-axis, and the vertical one, which is called in a short way, the y-axis. These are my 2 axes or my 2 planes, okay? So a location of any point can be given in an ordered pair. What does the word ordered pair means? The ordered pair means is that the x coordinate will always be coming before the y coordinate. All right. So what is why is it called order? Because in the alphabetical order, x comes before y. So here as well, the x coordinate comes before the y coordinate. And as we mentioned here, the x value will move sideways, left and right, and the y value will move up and down, which is the vertical one. Okay, and it will be written, for example, as 2, 3. This is one coordinate. It's mentioned. We say we can move here 2 steps, 1, 2, 1, 2 to the left. Let me erase it. And then 3 steps above. 1, 2, 3. 3 steps above. So here we have the coordinates 2 and 3. As you can see in the red dot, it is indicating with the red color. Okay. Next, if I consider the point 4 minus 1, can you locate it? I will give you 30 seconds. Which is the point minus 4 and 1? 4 and minus 4 and 1. I'm sorry, not 4 minus 1. Minus 4 and 1. What is the point minus 4 and 1? Can you locate? I'll give you 30 seconds to all of you. So you have your questions and then I will answer it as well. Okay, more 5 seconds left. Okay, so here you go. The point, we moved 4 steps, 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left and 1 step or 1 units above. So we get 4 minus 4 and 1. Similarly, 3 and minus 5. Again, I'm giving you 30 seconds. Can you locate 3 and minus 5? Okay, there you go. 3 and minus 5 will be, we will move three units to the right, 1, 2, and 3, and then 5 units downwards to the downwards, 1, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. So 3 units here, 5 units here. Okay, next, minus 2 and minus 2. Let me just solve it for you. So minus 2 and minus 2 will be 1, minus 1 and minus 2 here to the left. And again, downwards, minus 1 and minus 2. So this will be my point. Minus 2 and minus 2. Okay. Now, the next one. What is the ordered pair for this point? What is it called? So this point is the origin. The name of it is called origin. We will call it origin. Okay, and we call it origin, and this is the point which is 0 and 0. So this is my reference point, which we talked about in the previous slide. This is my reference point for the coordinate plane. 0 and 0 are my reference point. Okay, and in these graphs you can see that we have labeled this as 1 unit. Each box is 1 unit. But we can also label it as we want. We can label it like 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, and so on. And we can keep this as 1, 2, 3, or we can change it to 10, 20, 30, depending on the situation or the graph we want to create. So that's it for the presentation for coordinate geometry. Thank you. To summarize, we have learned today the importance of coordinate geometry, why we are learning it, and why was it discovered, what was the purpose of it. And secondly, we have identified the x-axis, the y-axis, how to locate points in a coordinate plane. Thank you so much. Any questions? Okay, if you have any questions later on, then please feel free to knock me. I'm available to answer any of your questions. Thank you so much.